Hi, this is Carly Balog, and this is my presentation for English 214 with Dr. Nicastro. Let me get my screen shared. Okay, so my presentation, I've named it Overcoming Doubt, and I've selected 3 works that I think fit this theme. So, of course, we've read many things over the summer, but the 3 that have caught my interest are on being cautioned against walking on an headland overlooking by the sea because it was frequented by a lunatic by Charlotte Smith, then If by Rudyard Kipling, and then Professions of Women by Virginia Woolf. So why did I pick these 3? So I noticed that all 3 had a similar theme that I thought was interesting, which is the way that they overcome doubt in some kind of way. And I'll talk about this later, but I feel like this is especially important to talk about. This theme of overcoming doubt is very important right now in the times that we are in. So first, I'm going to talk about on being cautioned by Charlotte Smith. So like I said, the title is very self-explanatory. It is a response to being told not to go to an overlook because it was frequented by a lunatic. So what I noticed is that the poem is different in how it uses the overcoming of doubt compared to the other 2. This one is more of a going against a person's expectations of someone else rather than dealing with your own doubts or a man versus their own doubts. So as I said, I like this poem because of this. So like one of the lines I like is line 9 on page 43. In moody sadness on the giddy brink, I see him more with envy than with fear. He has no nice felicities that shrink from giant horrors wildly wandering here. He seems uncursed with reason not to know the depths of the duration of his woe. So I find especially this poem very interesting because she's telling the person who's telling her, hey, don't go over there. It's kind of habited by someone that's crazy. She kind of says, you know what, don't tell me what you think you know about them. You don't know this person. You don't know what they're going through. And he probably doesn't even know what he's going through. So like, don't judge him. And I think that's just a very interesting thing because, we often are thinking, oh, we're not judging, we shouldn't judge others because, they could be judging us. So I just thought this was a very interesting comparison to the other 2. So then the next one, find the page in my book, as I said, is If by Rudyard Kipling. So this one's kind of also pretty self-explanatory too. It's a person, I'd assume it's a father, but we don't know, but the speaker is talking to their son. And I really liked the tone of it. I think it's very, parental, but it's basically, if you don't give into those doubts that are put into your head, you can do great things. And, we're faced with bad stuff all the time. And it's just a matter of how you handle what's ever thrown at you. So it's like in line 25 to line 32, sorry. Basically, he's talking about, if you can deal with all of these issues and still be a good person, you're going to be a better human than most. You're going to be able to do so many things. And that's a good thing, Doubts are infectious sometimes, even the smallest things can be put into your head and then it overbuilds. So I think this was like a really good poem of just breaking all of that down and saying like, look, all of this is going to happen. So it's just a matter of how you take it, and what happens then is up to how you react. So then finally, the third piece is The Professions for Women by Virginia Woolf. So this is kind of like an add-on piece to her piece, A Room of One's Own, which is basically it was a lecture that was supposed to be like, oh, you know, in order for women to be able to write, we need to have money, we need to have a place of our own, hence the title. And so this piece, I noted that it overcomes doubt by killing the angel of the house. So what is the angel of the house? So according to based off what Wolf says, the wolf represents the stereotypes of the women of Wolf's time. You know, you got to be gentle, you got to be sweet, don't be, you know, too brash, or, you know, stuff like that. And that in order for Wolf to be a good female writer, you know, she has to meet those expectations. And my favorite line from this piece is, you know, the one where it's, you know, I killed her, I grabbed her by the throat and killed her. And if I was in a court standing for my defense, I would, you know, say it was self-defense. If I didn't kill her, she would have killed me. And, you know, I think that's a very also important, overcoming the doubt of your own self, because like I've said, and if we put a lot of things into our heads and, you know, it just snowballs, you know, one thing starts bad and then you just can't stop thinking about the negative stuff. But in order to do what you want, you have to overcome those. You have to say, look, I'm going to do what I want, and I'm going to be a good, in this case, writer, and it's going to be fine. I'm going to do things my way. So finally, why are these important to look into? So like I said, the theme of doubt and overcoming the struggles that come with it is very important to keep talking about, especially in times like now, where we have so much negative things going on. We don't know what's happening in the world or what is going to happen next, that we just doubt any good is going to come out. And, you know, it's a common thing we all feel. You know, you can't have good in your life without the bad, but we have to overcome those bad parts, because we won't get anywhere if we're just stuck in that cycle of, oh, I can't do this. This is not going to help. Oh, the world is, you know, crazy. There's nothing I can do. Overcoming those doubts means you're telling yourself, I know there's bad. I know things probably couldn't get worse, but I'm going to at least do something that is, I think, good, overcomes maybe a small thing about myself, so I can keep pushing forward. So that way there's still something I'm looking forward to. So yeah, that's my presentation. I really enjoyed these pieces and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.